My trip to Jordan started out as an add-on to my Egypt trip, but it very quickly became a highlight of the whole adventure, so let's take a look.
We finally made it to Wadi Rum. It's 11 p.m. They just gave us some dinner at the restaurant because the buffet's finished, obviously. No hot showers because the hot water's turned off at 10, so have to have that in the morning, but glamping this room's awesome.
Now, the reason we took so long to get to Wadi Rum was because we caught a ferry from Nuweiba in South Sinai in Egypt to Aqaba in Jordan and then had to drive to Wadi Rum. But we sat on the boat in the water for about 3 hours before we even moved.
To be honest, I came out here to take pictures with my SLR. I just couldn't get it to focus properly because, you know, I don't actually take star photos. But the GoPro ones turned out alright, so thank you GoPro night mode. Sunrise in Wadi Rum, which means I get to see, you know, the desert come to life because we got here so late last night. And I decided to walk up the sand. It's a bit finer than I thought it would be. Very nice. This little sunrise expedition got me excited. We got a little car ride through the desert to go and see it. Ah, so good.
After breakfast and sunrise, we jumped in the back of a ute to have a tour of Wadi Rum. Look at this red sand and rock formations. It's because of this that Wadi Rum is often referred to as Mars on Earth. And it's absolutely stunning.
That was rough.
The Wadi Rum protected area is part of the UNESCO World Heritage List because there's about 12,000 years of human interaction and history within it, including these petroglyphs, which were most likely used by the Nabataean people to indicate trade routes. While sitting at the back of the ute was a little bit sketchy as we went over bumps, it was so amazing to see these rock formations. After our tour of Wadi Rum, it was time to race to Petra to try and beat the rain, because if it rains too much, they stop tourists from going in.
A little bit different to Egypt.
Despite being in a rush, we did stop for this view over the valley, and it was cold but amazing.
It's really freezing up here.
Peep these shepherds just walking the sheep down the hill. And here we are, Petra.
So windy, so dusty. Tourist numbers are so down. Usually there's millions of people through here.
It was amazing to walk through the narrow gorge towards the treasury without any people there. Look at these high cliffs and colours. Absolutely stunning.
I can't see the treasury.
Your first view of the Khazna or the treasury is amazing. You just walk around the corner of this gorge and then through the gap you can see the treasury. However, there wasn't much seeing on my day because the sand was absolutely flying up in my eyes. It was nuts. Once you're in front of the treasury, there are so many photo opportunities. So we chose to climb up to this cliff with this little kid who we paid about $20 US plus a bit of a tip to take photos for us. And obviously he does it pretty often, so he did a pretty good job.
Yesterday I made it to Petra, which means I get to tick something else off the bucket list. It was phenomenal, and it's really bad that, you know, Jordan tourism has absolutely dropped because of the situation across the border in Israel, but to be able to walk through the gorge to the treasury at Petra and take photos with no one in them was absolutely amazing. And I can't believe that we got to do it. So let's cross this off. Feels a bit psychotic to be trying to get down to the Dead Sea in a jumper, but you know, that's what you do. But on the way down, they've got signs because the water level is dropping quite significantly. So right here is where it was in 2000. So we're a fair way up here. Our guide was telling us that a lot of the waterways that connect to the Dead Sea and would normally fill it are getting blocked to save some water. Not only that, but they're also mining a lot of the salts and minerals out of the Dead Sea, so the water level is dropping quite crazy. The red flag's up, so I'm really hoping that doesn't mean the same thing as it does at home, because I've come all this way. Don't want to miss out on swimming in the Dead Sea.
As it turns out, the red flag only really meant caution, and the lifeguard was much more worried about some other foreign tourists than he was about us Aussies.
The Dead Sea, lowest point on Earth, about 430 meters below sea level. High oxygen levels due to how low we are, which means it's supposed to be really, really, really good for you. Our guide said going for a swim will take 25 years off your life. Now, I don't think I really need to take 25 years off, but maybe a few will do.
Visiting the Dead Sea isn't just about floating in it. There's a full experience, which includes this mud. So the mud is full of minerals that are super good for your skin, allegedly. So you wipe it all over your body, you let it dry for a little bit, and then you get in the water.
Mud's meant to help your skin. Super gross. So gross. Alright, in we go. Wear reef shoes if you can. Oh wow, it is warm. Wow, it's like a bar. All right, let's go. Oh my god! Oh wow, you do just float. Holy cow! That's so strange. This is a core workout. I'm just like, my body's instinct is to try and float, but I'm floating anyway. Gotta make sure I get all the salty water off ASAP.
As you saw, our morning visit to the Dead Sea was a little bit overcast and a little bit choppy, but I went down at sunset for some sunset photos, and the water was so glassy that I couldn't help but have another float, and what an experience. After the Dead Sea, we went to visit Mount Nebo, which is a significant part of Christian history because it is where Moses led the Israelites and from where he viewed the Promised Land before he died. It's said that this valley here is actually where Moses and the Israelites had settled before they found the Promised Land, which is what we can see now. We can see the Dead Sea to the left, and in the background we can see Israel. When they excavated the church atop Mount Nebo, they found layer upon layer of old mosaics, so they did them up and put them around the walls. This one here was the lowest one, which dates back to Byzantine hunting times. Jordan is full of Christian history, including in Madaba. So the Madaba map sitting in St. George's Church is said to be the oldest biblical map on Earth. What they found is only about half of what existed, and they used this map to find some historical locations. Once we got to Jordan's capital city, Amman, we had to visit the Amman Citadel. It had panoramic views of the city, which just spread as far as the eye could see. This here is the Temple of Hercules, which stands atop the hill and would have been so imposing back in the day. After the Citadel, we ventured further down into downtown and stopped at this Roman theatre, which was a pretty neat little thing to see in the middle of the city. But I tried to climb up and it was so steep.
Climbed up to the second tier. Don't think I'll make it up to the nosebleeds. That was a bit of a hike.
And that's it. Our time in Jordan went super quickly. I mean, it was only a few days, so there's every chance I need to go back and experience even more of what this beautiful country has to offer.